Hey guys, what's up? It's me. Now it is, last time I checked, about 10 o'clock at night, where I'm from, and so it's like a perfect time for me to tell you scary stories to tell in the dark. This is, collected from folklore and retold by Alvin Schwartz. And the drawings are by Stephen Gamble. I'm probably not going to show you. Now there's a bunch of stories in here that I love, that used to creep me out. This is part of the reason why I love creepypasta and weird / scary stories and horror movies in general. I do love my horror. And it will be just a basic little thing, probably a weekly thing for Wednesdays. It'll be how about Saturdays? But for tomorrow I'm gonna upload a video of me reading one of these stories. Now, if you want me to read more of these stories, give this video a big old thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button, because now I will be trying to do things weekly and daily, but certain things weekly. Like I'll probably do vlogs mostly through this week. But on Saturdays will be Scary Story Day. Yeah, like a Saturday scary storytelling or something. I'll figure out a name for it later. But yeah, if you haven't met this little guy, his name is Foxy. He's from Five Nights at Freddy's or FNAF 4, the video game. I've seen Jack play it. It's like my favorite. He's my favorite YouTuber, Jacksepticeye, as you've probably seen in other videos. In my other videos, because I talk about him every few. But yeah, I found him at FYE the first time, which was on a Saturday? No, on a Friday after school or something like that, of that sort. But yeah, I found him in the mall, and I fell in love with him. Because how can you say no to this face, though? He's so cute and so soft. And it was because of my friend Tim. Tim showed me it after we watched the movie, and his dad was gonna come pick us up a couple hours later. So yeah, and then we had to go soon, so I had to put him down. I was sad. Then a couple of my friends came in the store. One of them bought him, which made me very sad. But yesterday I found him again. I knew he would be in stock. I just knew it. He's too cute. He is too cute. So found him at the again, and this time I bought him. So now he's mine. He's my little buddy. I get to keep him forever and ever. And he is very cuddly. And yes, I sleep with him. I used to sleep with one of my other stuffed animals. Yes, I still sleep with a stuffed animal. I'm sorry, Foxy. And I still sleep with my baby blanket. Don't judge, because I know there's several of you out there who likes that. And I apologize for rambling, because I just love him. He's so cute. You probably see him a lot now. But yeah, I'll try and get things up weekly or daily. Either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday, depending on where I can. So yeah, let's get started with the scary stories to tell in the dark. Now I have my light on because hold on, I'll show you what I mean. If I turn my light off, you won't see me at all. So, yep. And I don't have a flashlight on me, so that's why. Okay, so let's get started. Whee! Strange and scary things. Yeah, movie ticket. Pioneers used to entertain themselves by telling scary stories at night. They might gather in somebody's cabin or around a fire and see who could scare the others the most. Some girls and boys in my town do the same thing today. They get together at somebody's house and they turn out the lights and eat popcorn and scare one another half to death. Telling scary stories is something people have done for thousands of years. For most of us, like being scared in that way. Since there isn't any danger, we think it is fun. There are a great many scary stories to tell. There are ghost stories. There are tales of witches, devils, boogeymen, zombies, and vampires. There are tales of monstrous creatures and of other dangers. There are even stories that make us laugh at all this scariness. Some of these tales are very old, and they are told around the world, and most have the same origins. They are based on things that people saw or heard or experienced or thought they did. Many years ago, a young prince became famous for a scary story he started to tell but did not finish. His name was Mammalus. Sorry, I might butcher the names too. And he probably was 9 or 10 years old. William Shakespeare told about him in The Winter's Tale. It was on a dark winter's day that his mother, the queen, asked for a story. "A sad tale's best for winter," he said. "I have one of sprites and goblins." "Do your best to frighten me with your sprites," she said. "You're very powerful at it." "I shall tell it softly," he said. "Yond crickets shall not hear." And he began. There was a man dwelt by a churchyard, but that was as far as he got. For at that moment the king came in and arrested the queen and took her away. And soon after that, Mammalus died. No one knows how he would have finished his story. If you started as he did, what would you tell? Most scary stories are, of course, meant to be told. They are more scary that way. But how you tell them is important. As Mammalus knew, the best way is to speak softly, so that your listeners lean forward to catch your words. And to speak slowly, so that your voice sounds scary. And the best time to tell these stories is at night. In the dark and the gloom, it is easy for someone listening to imagine all sorts of strange and scary things. Princeton, New Jersey, Alvin Schwartz. That's what it is. That's all it is. Now, this chapter is filled with jump stories you can use to make your friends jump with fright. Okay, the one I will start with is The Big Toe, because it's the first one in here. There's several others. Yeah, there's several others in here. They're really short stories. Okay. A boy was digging at the edge of the garden when he saw a big toe. He tried to pick it up, but it was stuck to something, so he gave it a good, hard jerk, and it came off in his hand. Then he heard something groan and scamper away. The boy took the toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mother. "It looks nice and plump," she said. I'll put it in the soup and we'll have it for supper. If only I can. Okay, I'm gonna redo that. The boy took the toe into the kitchen and showed it to his mother. It looks nice and plump. Excuse my air conditioner, by the way. Because I have a generator, I think, or the thing that generates our air conditioner in here is outside my window. So I apologize for the noise. It looks nice and plump, she said. I'll put it in a soup and we'll have it for supper. That night, his father carved the toe into 3 pieces. 3 pieces. And they each had a piece. Then they did the dishes, and when it got dark, they went to bed. The boy fell asleep almost at once, but in the middle of the night, a sound awakened him. It was something out in the street. It was a voice, and it was calling out to him. "Where's my toe?" it groaned. When the boy heard that, he got very scared. But he thought, it doesn't know where I am. It will never find me. Then he heard the voice once more, only now it was closer. "Where's my toe?" it groaned. The boy pulled the blankets over his head and closed his eyes. I'll go to sleep, he thought. When I wake up, it will be gone. But soon he heard the back door open, and again he heard the voice. "Where is my toe?" it groaned. Then the boy heard footsteps move through the kitchen into the dining room, into the living room, into the front hall. Then slowly they climbed the stairs. Closer and closer they came. Soon they were in the upstairs hall. Now they were outside his door. "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. His door opened. Shaking with fear, he listened as the footsteps slowly moved through the dark toward his bed. Then they stopped. "Where is my toe?" the voice groaned. "You've got it." The big toe also has another ending. When the boy hears the voice calling for its toe, he finds a strange-looking creature up inside the chimney. The boy is so frightened he can't move. He just stands there and stares at it. Finally asks, "What you got such big eyes for?" Oh, excuse me for a second. Finally, he asks, "What you got such big eyes for?" And the creature answers, "To look you through and through." "What you got such big claws for?" "To scratch up your grave." "What you got such a big mouth for?" "To swallow you whole." "What you got such... What you got such sharp teeth for?" "To chomp your bones." And that is the end of The Big Toe. Now I already read that story. As I reread it, it kind of doesn't scare me anymore. But I do enjoy it. Either Friday or Thursday or Friday, I will do another storytelling of... I don't know. There goes my gum. Okay. You probably already saw. Of this book, I love this book. Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick is the best. But yeah, now that I've finished with the story, I will probably put an annotation for you to, from at the beginning, to skip to where I actually start telling the story. Okay? Now, I'll tell you where to skip. But yeah, Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. Here's the back, back of the book. I felt a sneeze. A sacred oath, a fallen angel, a forbidden love. When Nora and Patch are forced together as lab partners, Nora would rather fall to her death than put up with his elusive answers to her questions, his teasings, and his infuriatingly handsome face and hypnotizing eyes. It seems Patch was put on Earth just to drive her crazy. But before long, Nora's defenses start to break down as her curiosity about Patch heats up. Why does he always seem to be wherever she is and know exactly what she's thinking? How does he know what to say to both attract and repulse her? And what is up with those V-shaped scars on his chiseled back? As their connection grows stronger, Nora's own life becomes increasingly fragile. Nora needs to decide, is Patch the one who wants to do her harm, or the one who will keep her safe? Has she fallen for one of the fallen? And it really is a good book. This will be my second or third time reading it. Now I have to find my second and fourth book for this. I have the entire collection. I have Hush Hush, Crescendo, Silencio, and then Finale. I'm missing Crescendo and Finale. But yeah, I really, really love these books. And then I'll be reading a Danielle Steele dating game. Now, I'm not a big fan of depressing stuff, but my mom really loves her, so it's like, I started it, I'm gonna finish it, and if I like her, I like her, if I don't, I don't. I also have, Patricia Cornwell right by my bedside. You can't see it, because it's off camera. I will probably be reading one of those books. I'm not sure, I have to get through it. There's several things there. Ooh, maybe Fridays I can do little poems. I have Emily Dickinson and obviously Edgar Allan Poe. The Raven is one of them in here, but yeah, it's like, I'll probably start with The Raven because it's the most common one, and eventually I'll probably move on to something else. Excuse me. So, Danielle Steele, I'm already like 14 pages into it, so sorry. Paris Armstrong never saw it coming. With 2 grown children and a lovely home in Connecticut, Paris was happy with her marriage, her family, her life. So when her husband of 24 years said they needed to talk, Paris couldn't imagine what he wanted to say. What he was about to say. I want a divorce, Peter tells her. Just like that, the husband she adored had dumped her for a younger woman. And just like that, Peter and his 31-year-old lover had made their plans for their future, leaving Paris to pick up the pieces of a shattered life. Within days, Peter was gone, and Paris was left to figure out how she intended to get through the next day, let alone the rest of her life. The task could not have been more painful. First came the tears, then the excruciating attempts by well-meaning friends to fix her up with men who paled in comparison to Peter. Worse yet, she still loved him. Finally, Paris realized she was in a fight for her very survival. Drastic measures were called for. Even her shrink agreed. It was time to move as far away as possible just after Peter remarried. Paris had never felt or been more alone. Saying goodbye to the world she knew and loved, Paris heads west to San Francisco and discovers being single in a world full of men who are too young, too old, too married, or too good to be true. For Paris, the list seems endless. The charming commitment Phoebe, the drunken Neanderthal, the young Frenchman, so adorably sexy she almost forgot about his age, and did for a while. With her dating track record veering between disappointing and disastrous, and her daughter now engaged to a man Paris's age, Paris finally comes to the conclusion that romance is not in her future. That's when her small circle of offbeat loving friends becomes more important than ever before, and the decision Paris makes only for herself changes her life once more. The secret she discovers finally is in finding the gifts in life's unexpected twists and turns and turning despair into freedom and loss into joy. Yep. See, it sounded very interesting when I read the thing when I read the description of the book, I was like, oh, it sounds so good. I'm still in chapter 1, I think. Hold on, let me look. Or is it prologue? Because the prologue, yeah, it's chapter 1. I'm still in chapter 1. But yeah, it's depressing. Mom told me that it takes a spin for the better. But yeah, I guess Nicholas Sparks. Yeah, I'm a Nicholas Sparks fan. I love all his books. Well, I haven't read all his books, but the ones I've read were really good. I enjoyed them. But yeah, eventually I'll probably read one of Nicholas Sparks' books, which I own, which is A Bend in the Road. It's one of my favorite ones. And the last one is a book borrowed from a friend, To Tame a Wolf by Susanna Kinnard. It's large print. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Look, it's large print. I prefer like the smaller print. See, like this kind of print, because it helps. Because I have glasses, I'm able to read in a distance. But yeah, the back of the book says, her innocence destroyed young widow Telly Bernard swore that she would never trust a man again, but when her brother disappears, she has little choice but to make a pact with a devil. Though he wants nothing more than to live a quiet life on a ranch of his own, Simon Cavanagh can't escape the legacy of his werewolf father, but his animal instincts make him a brilliant tracker. He's forced to survive on the desperation of people in need. The attraction between these two wounded souls is immediate, primal, and dangerous. It sounds very interesting. I didn't really read the back. But yeah, it sounds really interesting. I'd probably enjoy it a lot because it's a romance book. That's what I really read. Is romance. I need to not fall asleep. But yeah. I also have Fallen and Torment. Fallen, great novel. Torment, not so much. But yeah, I'll probably read those at a later date. After I finish these ones as well as those. I have 50 Shades of Freed right by my bedside too, but I'm not gonna be reading those on for YouTube because those kinds of reasons. Cause the second and third book aren't really that bad, but the first one can't really read on camera. But yeah, woohoo! You can get to travel. Okay, so tomorrow I'll read tonight. No, tomorrow I'll probably read Hush Hush, and then the next day I'll probably read Dating Game, and so on and so forth, like alternating between chapters. So yeah, let me know what you think. Comment down below. Give this video a like and subscribe, because now that I've graduated from high school, I can focus more on YouTube and drawing and writing and reading for you guys, because I know a lot of people don't read. They'd rather like listen to stories. Just like with Jacksepticeye, when he plays long Let's Plays for like over an hour, people like to have him in the background and watch him later on or something. I watch and listen every day. So, bye!